Music levels in platformers are usually a cute gimmick, a fun little rhythm twist before you get back to jumping on the enemies. But Rayman Legends said, what if we build the entire set piece around the music? The result isn't just levels that happen to have songs, it's levels that are performed by the player. Every jump, punch and explosion lands perfectly on the beat, turning chaos into a choreography. These stages blur the line between game and concert, and honestly, even years later, they still feel wicked to play. Now, I'll admit, when I first played Rayman Legends, I didn't even know these levels were going to be in the game, but revisiting them now, it's wild how much personality and precision went into each one. Definitely one of the game's highlights in my opinion. Some are hilarious, some are thrilling, and a few, well, I'm mainly thinking one isn't as good as the rest. Each level will be ranked out of 15 points across 3 categories. Challenge, how well it tests your rhythm and reflexes. Enjoyment, how much fun I found it personally to play and how satisfying it was. And the presentation, which is the visuals, the song choice, the overall wow factor. There are 5 points max in each category, for a total of 15 for each level. So let's crank up the volume and dive into every music level in Rayman Legends, ranked from weakest to best. Oh yeah, one last thing. I'll be ranking the main stages here, but I will make a small subcategory for the 8-bit stages at the end of each level ranking, as I feel they do change the initial stages enough to warrant a brief mention. Anyways, I've taken enough of your time, let's get into it. Orchestral Chaos. Orchestral Chaos rounds off Toad's story with all the musical flair you'd expect for the second level, but unfortunately, it doesn't quite make the cut as a top tier level. The level has its moments of rhythm and fun, but overall it's just a little bit worse than the rest of the roster. Challenge. It's a 3 out of 5. For the most part, this level is pretty forgiving. That said, there's this one jump, you know the one. Around 2/3 into the stage, there is this one jump that provides around 200 lums. One tiny misstep here will cost you the gold medal. Nailing it perfectly requires sprinting until the last moment, and then letting momentum carry you so that you do not overshoot the jump. Outside of that, the level is mostly relaxed, letting you focus on rhythm and flow without too much pressure. Enjoyment. It's a 3 out of 5. Orchestral Chaos doesn't do anything wrong, it's just a little neutral. The music is pleasant, the gameplay is smooth, and it's fun to move through the stage. But it doesn't hit the same highs as the other levels. It's enjoyable, but that's where it ends. Presentation. It's a 2 out of 5. This is where Orchestral Chaos falters a little bit. Toad's story is already my least favourite world aesthetically, and this level is a prime example as to why. The colour palette is rather muted for Rayman, and the scenery feels kind of repetitive. And there's little in the visuals to make the chaos of the music feel alive in my opinion. It's competent, but it doesn't grab you the way the other levels do. Final score. It is an 8 out of 15. Orchestral Chaos is a competent entry, but it lacks the personality and spectacle that make Rayman's musical stages truly shine in this game. It's functional and enjoyable, but it didn't quite blow me away. Orchestral Chaos 8-bit. Challenge. It's a 5 out of 5. This version really cranks up the intensity. The ending is brutal. Darkness and static effects obscure the platforms, forcing you to rely on your rhythm and memory to survive. It's a spike in difficulty that demands perfect timing and focus. Enjoyment. It's a 3 out of 5. It's a fun twist on the original, with not much else to add. The level keeps the core rhythm gameplay intact while making it a little bit more thrilling. Presentation. It's a 2 out of 5. The visuals are a little bit mixed for me. The grainy static effect doesn't do much for the aesthetics, but it does make the level harder. There's a certain retro charm to it, but it can be hard to appreciate the stage here. Total, it's a 10 out of 15. Orchestral Chaos 8-bit takes a calm original and turns it into a tense, memory-driven challenge. It's fun in small doses, and I find myself revisiting this more than the original. Glue Glue. Glue Glue dives into the aquatic chaos of 20,000 lums under the sea, and it doesn't hold back. Fast, chaotic, and precise, this level demands attention, and it rewards the player with a unique rhythm platforming challenge. Challenge. It's a 4 out of 5. This level earns its difficulty. During my footage recording, I only failed 4 times, 2 of which were on the original Glue Glue. It's fast-paced and chaotic, with moments where timing feels stricter than the earlier music levels. The teensies are cleverly placed in spots that require precision, demanding that the player stay alert throughout. This isn't a level you can coast through. Every jump and rhythm hit matters. Enjoyment. It is a 3 out of 5. I have mixed feelings about this one. The song can be a little grating at times, but somehow, despite that, it manages to feel cute and charming in its own way. It's a weird little balance, and whether it wins you over or not might come down to your own personal taste. It probably doesn't help that I'm not a fan of the original Woohoo song, so yeah, that probably doesn't help the case. Presentation. It's a 3 out of 5. Where Glue Glue does shine a little bit is how it incorporates water physics. Swimming and gliding through the stage feels so satisfying, and it's done well enough that this is one of the few water levels where I genuinely enjoy it. It's fun to control, visually coherent, and a testament to Rayman Legends' attention to stage design. Final score. It is a 10 out of 15. Glue Glue is precise, chaotic, and charming in its own quirky way. It feels a little different to the other stages. It may not be my favourite, but good water physics, tight platforming, and rhythm integration make it a solid part of the game. And I mean, I probably had you at good water physics, right? It does exist, I swear. Glue Glue 8-bit. Challenge. It's a 4 out of 5. The difficulty remains high, but I didn't fail any attempts this time round. But it certainly doesn't get any easier, so that's probably a coincidence. Precision and timing are still key, especially with the chaotic underwater movement. Enjoyment. It's a 2 out of 5. The song somehow becomes more grating in chiptune form. It's not unbearable, but it loses some of the quirky charm. Presentation. It's a 4 out of 5. The level's visuals remain solid, and the 8-bit additions don't detract from the stage. The fisheye effect actually adds tension, making it trickier to anticipate hazards, a subtle but effective touch. Total. It is a 10 out of 15. Glue Glue 8-bit keeps the original chaotic precision and clever design, but the chiptune soundtrack is a step down. A fun challenge with some neat visual flourishes. Castle Rock. From the moment that first guitar riff kicks in, Castle Rock makes one thing clear. Rayman Legends isn't just a platformer, it's a full-on performance. Everything about this level screams confidence. It's loud, it's ridiculous, and it's the perfect introduction to the game's signature music stages. Bursting through a burning castle to the beat of a rock anthem feels unlike anything else in the series for me, and for many other players I would hope. This was the moment that Rayman truly stole the show. Challenge. It's a 1 out of 5. As the first music level in the game, Castle Rock keeps things refreshingly approachable. It's not a test of skill, it's a victory lap in disguise. The simplicity actually works in its favour, without the pressure of tight timing or brutal obstacles. You're free to take in the spectacle. The focus isn't on surviving, it's on feeling and enjoying the stage. Enjoyment. It's a 4 out of 5. What makes Castle Rock so memorable, however, is its creative spin on Black Betty. A rock classic from the late 70s that honestly, I probably would have never have discovered without Rayman. It's ironic I did it the other way around. Anyway, Rayman Legends introduced me to the original, and ever since I can't hear it without picturing this level's chaos. The way the enemies grunt and shout in perfect rhythm with the guitar, the walls crumbling in sync with every drum hit, it's pure rhythmic joy. It's one of those rare moments where gameplay, music and nostalgia all collide perfectly. Presentation. It's a 5 out of 5. This is where Castle Rock shines brightest in my opinion. The restrained difficulty lets the spectacle breathe. The castle is literally collapsing to the rhythm, fire licking at the edges of the screen, and while enemies are being blasted into oblivion, you are jumping in time with the drums. The dragons chase you just close enough to make you sweat, the flames snapping at your heels as the music roars. Every visual beat lands like a note in the song, and by the end it feels less like a level, and like I said prior, more like a performance. Final score. It is a 10 out of 15. Castle Rock isn't here to challenge you, it's here to entertain you. It's bombastic, confident, and packed with personality. A stage that trades difficulty for showmanship. Castle Rock 8-bit. Challenge. It's a 1 out of 5. No surprises here, it's just as approachable as the original. The same easy flow, the same feel the rhythm vibe. Enjoyment. It's a 5 out of 5. Surprisingly, I actually prefer this chiptune version. It's a little more bouncy for me and gives the song a fresh, playful energy. I don't know if that's controversial, but it just hits a little bit differently. Presentation. It's a 4 out of 5. Mostly the same visuals as the original, to be honest, just in 8-bit form. The charm is intact, and the busy chaos of the original stage is slightly harder because of the pixel form, but it's ever so slightly harder to appreciate, so that's why I'm giving it a 4, for a total out of 10 out of 15, much like Castle Rock Original. Granny's World Tour. Granny's World Tour is a wild, fun ride that doesn't ask much from the player, but rewards with pure chaos. Challenge. It's a 2 out of 5. This is probably my hottest take in the video. The level is not that hard. In fact, I'd argue it's the second easiest music level in the game. There's very little verticality, a lot of straight paths, and apart from one wall run upwards, the timing is generous. It's the perfect stage to just let loose without worrying about your precision. Enjoyment. It's a 5 out of 5. Even if it's easy, this level is an absolute blast to blitz through. The music, the frantic pace, and the sheer joy of zipping past obstacles make it one of the most fun experiences in the game. It practically screams enjoyment in your face. Presentation. It's a 3 out of 5. Visually, it's a little bit dull compared to the other music levels. The palette is very grey, and the background doesn't do much to hold your attention. Thankfully, flying grannies wielding guitars is wicked. It's a quirky, memorable flair that helps to keep the stage engaging. Final score. It's a 10 out of 15. Granny's World Tour may not challenge you that much, but it makes up for it with sheer fun and charm. Sometimes a level doesn't need to be hard, it just needs to be fun, and this one absolutely delivers there. Granny's World Tour 8-bit. Challenge. It's a 3 out of 5. The level itself isn't hard, but all of the visual effects from the other 8-bit stages are cranked up here, subtly ramping up the difficulty. Timing and rhythm become a little bit trickier due to this. Enjoyment. It's a 5 out of 5. The chiptune adaptation keeps the energy high, and the music perfectly complements the chaos on screen. Presentation. It's a 4 out of 5. Every effect adds a ton of visual stimulation. You know that one segment where the screen just keeps on splitting and splitting and splitting and repeating itself? Pure genius. I found the trick is to focus on the top left corner and let the rest wash over you. Honestly, this 8-bit version feels way better than the original for me, chaotic and playful. Total, 12 out of 15. Granny's World Tour 8-bit takes the original fun and cranks it up with a psychedelic 8-bit twist. It's tricky enough to keep you on your toes while remaining ridiculously enjoyable. Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer feels like an endgame triumph. From the first steps to the final leaps across the dragons, it balances tension and rhythm, and makes you feel like a hero in the thick of an epic medieval showdown. Challenge. It's a 3 out of 5. This level is tricky to rate if I'm honest. At its peak, it's probably the most difficult music level in the game. Sprinting up walls with spikes and timing leaps across the dragons, hitting enemies in rapid succession does require precision and focus. That said, the first half of the level is relatively tame, with a slow build-up that eases you into the chaos, and the difficulty then spikes later. So yeah, 3 out of 5 feels warranted. Enjoyment. It is a 4 out of 5. This level is just plain fun, come on. The track is fantastic, perfectly suiting the environment and giving the stage a true endgame feeling. Hitting enemies in sync with the music while racing across the dragons creates a thrilling sense of momentum, and that just keeps you engaged throughout. Presentation. It is a 4 out of 5. Visually and mechanically, this level delivers. Even though your movement speed doesn't literally increase, the surroundings and obstacles make the level feel fast-paced and intense. Running across dragons or smashing through the bone obstacles with the dragons hot on your heels creates tension that's kinda hard to put into words. How would I word it? I guess I would say exhilarating. It's a lot of fun. Final score. It is 11 out of 15. Dragon Slayer captures the thrill of high-stakes platforming with a perfect blend of challenge, music and presentation. It's tense, exciting and incredibly satisfying. Dragon Slayer 8-bit. Challenge. 3 out of 5. The difficulty is essentially unchanged. Wall runs, dragon leaps and precise enemy hits remain just as demanding. Enjoyment. It's a 4 out of 5. I like the chiptune version, but I also really enjoy the original, so honestly, I don't really mind. It's fun either way, and the 8-bit adaptation doesn't particularly add anything new to the experience. Presentation. It's a 4 out of 5. The visuals are slightly simplified, as expected, but the pixel effect from Mariachi Madness is present, and unfortunately, This level doesn't gain anything due to it already kind of being done before. The tension and pacing carry over, but there's no extra spark added by the 8-bit adaptation. Total, 11 out of 15. Dragon Slayer 8-bit is solid, but unlike some other 8-bit remixes, it doesn't offer anything particularly fresh, just a faithful adaptation. Mariachi Madness. From the first very quiet moments, Mariachi Madness sets a mood of suspense. The calm before the musical storm makes the eventual kick in all the more satisfying. It perfectly showcases Rayman Legends' signature knack for blending platforming and rhythm into seamless spectacle. Challenge. It's a 3 out of 5. The level isn't overly difficult, and it gives you some breathing room at the start, but that anticipation, the silence before the music explosion, keeps you on edge. The shrinking mechanic, later in the level, adds a subtle twist, altering how your character actually moves, and requires a quick adaptation. One misstep could throw off your timing, so it's gentle but clever test of rhythm and control. Enjoyment. It is a 5 out of 5. Where this level really shines is in its flow. Mariachi Madness feels like a perfect dance between gameplay and music. Every enemy hit lines up with a sharp guitar strum, creating a rhythm-based satisfaction that is pure joy. For me, there's an extra layer of delight. I already knew the original song, Eye of the Tiger, so hearing the Rayman adaptation made it feel even more flavourful. And, to be honest, I kind of prefer it to the original. Anyways, this is a level that hits all the right notes, literally and figuratively. Presentation. It is a 4 out of 5. Visually, this level is fantastic. Mwah, chef's kiss. It matches the world theme brilliantly and integrates the shrinking mechanic so well, continuing the series' tradition of inventive dynamic stages. Only downside, it somehow feels shorter than the other music levels, at least to me. I don't know if that's factual or not, but it always does feel a little bit short. You finish it and you immediately want more. It's a testament to how engaging it is, I guess. Final score. It is a 12 out of 15. Mariachi Madness is a smooth, vibrant, and incredibly satisfying stage. It's a stage that perfectly balances challenge and enjoyment with a little cherry on top of style. A shining example of what makes Rayman Legends music levels so unforgettable. Mariachi Madness 8-bit. Challenge. It's a 4 out of 5. The pixelation ramps up as the level progresses, and by the end it looks like E.T. on Atari. Well, take that as you will, I guess. On second thoughts, it might be a little bit more polished than that. Anyways, the obscured visuals keep you on your toes, making rhythm and timing a true test. Enjoyment is a 5 out of 5. Pure perfection. This level and theme translates beautifully into chiptune. Every beat just hits right. Presentation. It's a 5 out of 5. The pixel effect isn't just a gimmick. It sells the 8-bit aesthetic brilliantly. It perfectly captures the developer's vision, making this one of the most satisfying retro adaptations in the game. Final score. It is a 14 out of 15. This level is a must-play, and possibly is the highlight of the whole game. And that's a wrap on every music level from Rayman Legends, ranked from mellow to straight fire. Rayman Legends is one of those games that never stops being imaginative. It's stylish and creative, and somehow turns platforming into rhythm. Even years later, these stages still hold up as one of the most fun and unique levels in any platformer out there. If you enjoyed the analysis, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I've got much more ranking content and platformer deep dives on the way. Maybe next time we'll tackle the Rayman Origins levels. Or maybe I'll just get lost trying to gather all the precursor orbs in Jak and Daxter. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching, and remember, in Rayman Legends, rhythm is optional, until the game proves it probably isn't. Thanks for watching, guys.